All right, folks. Meanwhile, wartime Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent declares that America is no longer sleeping. And that's the subject of the riff. So when I interviewed Scott Bessent last Friday at the Reagan Library, he made a number of important points, wartime points. That's why I've called him the best wartime Treasury Secretary, certainly since World War II. First of all, at the direction of President Trump, he has authored Operation Economic Fury, which, of course, is the Iranian blockade that will continue for as far as the eye can see, no matter what happens to U.S.-Iran negotiations. Mr. Bessent suggested there was no sign of letting up, no $12 billion in cash going to Iran just for their phony negotiators. And President Trump has said many times he'd be happy to have the blockade continue because the sanctions are working. Now, Mr. Bessent has been unmasking Iranian shell companies and front companies and shuttering offshore banking networks. And consequently, even the Wall Street Journal reports there are over 1 million Iranian now jobless. Prices of rice, meat, bread, and cheese have risen astronomically. And of course, oil export revenues have been completely choked off. Then, Mr. Bessent's bombshell that the U.S. has seized roughly $1 billion in Iranian crypto with the help of offshore exchanges. And of course, the use of the blockchain ledger. Turns out the advanced technology of those blockchain ledgers is an excellent tool to capture the money of criminal regimes. Now, take a listen to Mr. Bessent.
So I think between 5.5, 6 weeks of an incredibly successful military campaign and then Operation Economic Fury, where we have really cut them off, and they are at the end of their tether now financially. I think 40 or 50% of the troops aren't getting paid. Police aren't reporting to the station. Inflation's probably over 200%. They're having to give out food vouchers. They have turned off the internet. We are working with our allies all over Europe to grab villas and houses and properties. And this is money that's stolen from the Iranian people.
So Bessent, Bessent is piloting this, and it's phenomenal, as he was describing. It's why I call him the best wartime Treasury Secretary, at least since World War II. Now, of course, the economic warfare provides the perfect backdrop to President Trump's insistence that Iran must give up nuclearization and must transfer its enriched uranium to the United States and must reopen and end any control over the Hormuz Strait. But we can wait him out. It's economic and financial starvation. Now, perhaps military action will still be necessary and may be forthcoming. But the economic pressure, meanwhile, is a killer. And Secretary Bessent made another important point at the Reagan Library. That is, until recently, America has been sleeping because of its dependence on foreign supplies for things like semiconductors, large capacity batteries, critical minerals, medicines, medical equipment, pharmaceuticals, all that stuff not produced here in America. He even noted our shrinking American shipbuilding capacity. So much of this has to do with letting China into the World Trade Organization and hollowing out America's defense industrial base, especially impacting Midwestern factories and jobs. But as Bessent explained, all that is changing now with Mr. Trump's reciprocal tariff actions, which are framed explicitly around national and economic security. And Bessent went on to emphasize an old Reagan axiom, certainly adopted by President Trump, that economic security is national security and trade security is embodied in all that. And fortunately now, with the reciprocal trade policy, America is no longer sleeping. And that's the riff.